Mark?
Yes, Ben.
Is that sewer grant that you're talking about now, is that part of the Stellar grant? And if not, what would that Stellar grant, if we were awarded, what would that money be used for?
Okay. First question, it's not the same grant. It's with one of the entities, OCRA, Office of Current Community Rural Affairs. It's still with that same organization. But the Stella grant is a pilot project that the Indiana Department of Transportation and OCRA and also Indiana Housing has put together to try to come up with the three entities to bring money together. What we've done is we've hired Christopher Burke Engineering to be our grant writer or our proposal. With that grant, we got $10,000. We hired a professional through myself and Terry Lee. And then actually what it's going to do is we're trying to maximize on the nickel plate trail coming into the town, since we got that here, and we're trying to maximize the trails throughout the city and incorporate all trails so you can have short turnarounds and everything instead of just walking from one point in the city to the other, end up at the lake. We're trying to include around some of the outside around the golf course and also out there at 4th Street. We're trying to get a walk out there for the girls ball diamond out there on East 4th Street. And then also it's also taken money to put towards some of the buildings downtown. We've got the potential, the Walkers are retiring at Walker building there. That could be fixed up as an incubator for businesses that we've talked about with Fedco. So that could be part of the money there. We could also look at independent people that own the property down there to put some match money in there to get this Stellar Community Grant. One would be the Times Theater. We could probably work that if the owner wants to come up with some of the money. So we were talking about this last night at the council meeting that not all the match money has to come from the city of Rochester. And then also we're looking at putting sidewalks in different areas. So we're trying to incorporate the sidewalks we have been putting in. We put in several sidewalks on projects down by the park and the school on West 11th Street and West 13th Street. So that's kind of what's coming together to just try to bring those three entities together. And I don't know if that's going around in circles to answer your questions, but it's sidewalks, bike trails, some of the buildings downtown. We've got 3 buildings downtown that on each corner that need to have a lot of work done to them, and then also the nickel plate trail. So, and we talked about this. If we get selected, then we'll have to look at how we can come up with the money. So first thing is getting selected. But we're the furthest city in the north, which can be a good thing. Most of the other cities, all of them are south. Yes?
Mr. Mayor, I was just wondering, I was on the city's website yesterday and it says that some of the pages are still under construction. I was just wondering when that's going to be finished up and if there's any plans to make the website more interactive and have more options for users.
We just discussed this yesterday, Kathy Easterday and myself, that we're going to look into this. It's kind of gotten dropped. It's been out of sight, out of mind, the website. I did have an outfit from GGAI out of New York did a video here, and I don't know where they're at on our website. I think they came around to some of the people to sell some logo spots on them. But we definitely need to address that, and we were just talking about that yesterday because it hasn't been updated for a long time. I know one of our residents here, Harry Webb, used to work on that, but so we've got to take a look at that and get that up to date. Oh, one more, Ben?
Can you give us an update on the lift station on 4th Street?
Okay, on the 4th Street?
Yeah.
Yes. Where we're at there, it's all, after they did the water test, they say it's got high water in it now, so we're looking at shallowing up the sewers. Because at one time they designed that to put one lift station in there 25 feet in the ground, and that was going to be like 30 foot in the ground. I mean, that's way down deeper than we can ever reach with any of our equipment. So after they did the water test, that the water's high, so now we're going to kind of bring it up and maybe go to 2 lift stations so we don't have so much to dig up. It's still in the works. We've got the approval to bond it, but there's the hang up now with the storm sewer out there. We've got a couple individuals in the county here that have kind of just put a stall on it for the water storms because they don't want to be assessed for the storms for what we're calling an industrial area out there. So we've got that hurdle to jump over. But as far as all the bonding, Ice Miller and Associates out of Indianapolis have done all the bonding through Indianapolis, and also Bonar Engineering has done all the engineering on it. It's just getting through the stumbling blocks before we get it out for bid. But it has kind of changed definitely because of the water table out there. And it's better because if you put it in that deep, you're going to have infiltration, you're going to take in a lot of sewer and unnecessary water to treat. Yeah, clean water takes as much treatment as dirty water, so you want to make sure you don't have any infiltration when you put the sewers in, and therefore, bringing it up will be a big benefit to the city in the long run. Yeah, Steve?
Mark, is there any plan for annexation and sewer expansion to the west of the city?
Plans for annexation of the city?
Not at the present moment. We do have the plans for the water tower on the east side there on East 18th Street. But as far as the plans right now, I mean, it's the same thing with business. I mean, if you spend $1 million out there and you get $5,000 back in tax revenue, it doesn't make economical sense to do that unless somebody's paying the bill. So, when I came into office, I thought, yeah, well, let's annex everywhere. And bless old Pete Terpster, he said to me, he says, it doesn't make sense to annex because, by the time you put the stormwater, the water, the sewer, the lights, you have to have all that infrastructure in there before you can annex it, and then you're talking multiple $1 million, and then you're only going to get like $15,000 in tax revenue back. So, unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way unless we are trying to set up a TIF district out there with a new Walmart coming in through Fedco and everything. So anything that's developed out there goes into that tax increment financing to keep that money in that little area there so you can do that and improve the situation in the infrastructure. But it's just a tough to crack, I mean, I know we've got that issue out west of town and we've got sewer out there, we've got water out there, but the storm sewer is the issue, and that's going to be major dollars, and Burns could probably explain it better than me. He went through that when they tried to annex it the first time, and it's a lot better to annex property before it's developed because you only have one developer you're dealing with, and then once you get multiple homeowners in there, you've got every homeowner in there, and you've got to get the buy-in from them. So I guess I'm getting dirty looks, so if there's no more questions, I'm going to say thank you, and I appreciate speaking here for the 4th year in a row. So it's been great, and thank you.